on both YouTube Live and Twitch.
Absolutely. And if you find yourself at a location like the Doug MNG, the Wild Side Tavern, Silver Star Saloon, Eagles View Bar and Grill, the Bucks Bar, Heartland Country Club, American Legion Lewiston, Hideaway Tavern and Grill, American Legion Maple, Maple Liquor Store, Trails N, American Legion Long Prairie, the Rose City Bar, American Legion La Center, Riverbend Bar and Grill, the Wheelhouse Brandon Municipal Liquor, the Foundry Pub, the Bar Hastings, or even the Tavern of Starbucks. Those are the latest locations getting Pilot TVs unwrapped and installed.
Yeah, and just to make sure, because I'm pretty sure we do have a Wild Side Bar, that it is West Side Bar that got the Pilot TV, and I don't know if Wild Side Bar has a Pilot TV or not, but hopefully they do. And if Wild Side you're listening and you don't have a Pilot TV, we'd love for you guys to get one. But we do have some jackpots we need to talk about, as we've given out a ton of jackpots over the last few weeks. Gave out a bunch during this season 12. I haven't even been able to accumulate how many we were able to give out yet in season 12. But we gave out quite a bit heading into the new year, as we got the jackpots listed from New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and also Monday, January 2nd, which we missed out on as well. But it's all a lot of fun, as we gave out some really nice jackpots.
That's right. And getting Saturday started off, we had Dino playing over at Eagles Owatonna and took home $6,879.
Then we had Ducks over at the Rusty Duck, taking home $740.
Nicely done. Next up, we had Zard1 playing at the Bar Goodview, taking home $829.
Then we had Wolfstein over at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards, taking home $607.
That's right. And after him, Humbug took his turn playing over at the Lincoln Depot, taking home $3,466.
Definitely an awesome one there. I didn't watch any Scrooge this season.
I didn't watch any holiday movies.
You didn't watch any holiday movies? I watched quite a few. Once I got with my family, I started watching a bunch of those holiday movies, which was always a good time.
Yeah, I don't think I watched a single one.
Yeah, I love the good old classics, as well as I got a new classic for myself, the Kurt Russell Christmas Chronicle. I mean, I'm going to have to watch that on a yearly basis now.
All right.
No,
I missed out on that one.
I'm definitely not going to have to do it. But it wasn't as bad as I was expecting, to be honest, for a Christmas movie that I'd never seen.
Yeah.
But next up on our winners, moving past Humbug, we had Player over at Gleiner's Pub, taking home $1,700.
Nicely done. We do have our own winner, though, as Don at Trebek's Bar and Grill and Roe over at Tanker Bay Bar and Grill. Bar and Lanes are both splitting up that Musco prize, $8.80, getting split between both you guys in this round number 1. So make sure you guys are grabbing those iPads and getting enrolled in a round number 2, as that minor prize is clicking up from 52 to 54 balls or less.
Should be a lot of fun. But as you were highlighting those players, I just talked about Player getting a nice win of $1,700, but also getting a win on that Saturday. We had Tesla over at Shady's Railside, taking home $637. Would you ever drive a Tesla?
Probably. Yeah.
You would drive it around?
Yeah, I don't think I would do like the assisted driving or like the assisted parking and stuff.
Yes.
Like the automated or autopilot options.
That scares you a bit?
That scares the absolute patootie out of me. But I would definitely like the idea of going electric.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't trust the automatic driving until everyone's on automatic driving.
Yeah.
Like, because once everyone's on, it's like everyone's probably going to a server that like they all know exactly where their automated driving is going, and it all just goes into like a grid system and everything like that. But
and a more sustainable charging system.
Yeah, when you all over the place. Well, I feel like charging is now a thing that I wouldn't worry about anymore, as I see charging places every gas station I go to now.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much every gas station has the charging port, so I wouldn't be that worried about it now. The only thing I would worry about is the whole entire how long it takes to charge. Like,
that's what I was saying. It wasn't the accessibility. It was
charging ports.
Yeah, it's the impracticality of the length of the battery of the car.
Yeah, because I think they have pretty good battery length, just like bad. Like it just takes a long time to charge up.
When it
and
dies,
everything
it's
like
dead
that.
for like 8 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long it takes for it to charge up. So.
I have no idea, but I've just heard, like, I knew that somebody tried to do an electric road trip and something went wrong with it.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Okay. Well, I know now. I was just looking, and it was like something where you like Tesla can literally make road trips with you to make sure that like you go to all like charging stations and like everything
That's
stays
nice.
in
I
the
mean,
right route
I
and
would
like that.
absolutely need that to make sure that I go somewhere that I won't just get stranded at.
yeah, I would wonder how long it does take to, charge up the battery.
That's a
for
cool
that kind
idea
of
in
thing.
theory, but again, it's very new. And it's got more advancements to make.
It would probably be something where you would want to be able to have like a charging battery that goes into your home that like you have like 4 of them. And you always have one fully charged battery in the trunk of your car. You got one fully charged battery in your car, and then you got 2 batteries charging up at your house at all times. Like
Yeah,
kind of
and
thing.
like, what's the carbon footprint you're putting out for your use of charging? What's your electricity bill?
Yeah. What
I got
is that?
questions.
Yeah, it definitely is things I would question. But
Yeah, it's a very, very cool concept, and it seems that people are really loving it, the people who do have them.
I probably wouldn't get a Tesla if there's other electric cars that draw my interest more than a Tesla does anyways. So I
Yes,
probably
I'm definitely
wouldn't go with it.
not like drawn to like the look of them.
Yes.
That's definitely not a car I go, wow, that's a cool.
I like the
car.
electric Mustang.
I can't say I've seen a photo of them.
Yeah, I'll show you a little photo of it. The electric Mustang.
There was an electric truck that I absolutely was going gaga over, but I don't think there's any like sustainability in it. I think it was just somebody's like passion project.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No. So it's got kind of a
Looks like a Buick.
yeah, that's what the it's like a mid-size car. Yeah, and it's
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than a normal Mustang.
No, it's not supposed to look like your general Mustangs, but
No,
I
that's
think
nice.
I think it looks nice. It looks clean.
I'm not the biggest fan of the front end.
Oh, just because it doesn't have a grid, because
yeah, I think it's so weird without a grill.
an engine, you don't need a grill,
Yeah.
and so those cars don't have grills. They just have like.
I know it's the same thing. It's why the Tesla looks like a little bullet.
Yes.
But
Yeah, you don't like that
I'm
look?
just not. Yeah, I guess I'm just conditioned to like.
You just got to get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to Tesla taking home that win on the 31st. We had some more winners also on Saturday before our new year got kicked off. And the next one up was Gordyville. They were playing over at Shady's Railside and took home $645.
Yeah, good job, Gordyville. Then we had RN Ooze over at CC's Bar, taking home $1,720.
Nicely done. Also, on Saturday, we had Tommy playing over at Beatles Bar and Grill, taking home $1,028.
Then we had Missy Rance over at the Lookout Bar and Grill, taking home $1,025. But we have a winner here, $11.20, going up to Jen over at Barden's on Main.
Nicely done. In this game number 2, we're about to be enrolled in our 3rd round of Game Day Bingo with that minor prize clicking up from 54 to 56 balls or less and potentially closing in on that $100 amount now. So make sure you guys are grabbing those iPads and getting enrolled.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun.
That's right, but we got a ton more jackpots to talk about from this past weekend. And after Missy Rents, the Saturday Dex jackpot up was big win of 2023. They were playing over at Pub 500 and ended up taking home $3,000 on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, definitely a great way to end off 2022. We do have some more jackpots to go over, 2 more on that Saturday. And the next one went out to AMK over at the Classic Bowl, taking home $750.
Nicely done. And the final jackpot on Saturday went out to Rush. They were playing over at Trebek's Bar and Grill and took home $818.
Yeah, good job to all the winners. Now, AMK made me think of AMC, and is AMC a
Movie theater?
Movie theater? Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, that has to be a movie theater.
Yeah.
But I need to go to the movie theater soon. I feel like I was in a good habit of going to the movie theater consistently, and it was super nice. I very, very much enjoy watching movies at the movie theater, and I've kind of taken, taken a step back with all the, holiday busyness and everything like that. I haven't been able to get to the movie theater nearly as much.
Oh, absolutely. I think there was also just a huge influx of really great movies coming out.
When we were going to the movie
when
theater
we
all
would
the time.
go on our weekly movie date. And I
Yes.
feel like there was always something really great to see, but I haven't. Maybe we were also just paying more attention to what was in the theaters
Yeah, I was about
at
to
the
say,
time.
I think it's purely due to the fact that we were going to the movies every week was the reason we found a
New
good
movies to watch
movie
all the
every
time.
single week, because you're always going, you watch the previews. That's why I love going early to movies. I'm not much of a, wait the 15 minutes past the movie start time to avoid,
I
all
can't
the...
stand that. I want to get there 20 minutes early for the movie. I want to make sure, because there's always a line at the snack bar.
Yes.
There's always a line for the butter machines. I just really like being able to have the time to find my seat and not have to be excuse me.
And I want to watch all the
Excuse me,
previews.
gotta
I
go
want to
through
see
here.
all the movies.
I like having time. And our friend group was like so not.
Oh, we're such a 15 minutes late kind
Oh
of
my
to
gosh,
the movie
it's
theater.
frustrating.
But when we go, we're get there
We're like
on
old
time
timers. We're
or
like
10 minutes early. That's like
can
how
we
we
get
like
the
to do
dishes
it.
to share?
Exactly. That's exactly what we do. And
Yep.
it's a great
It's beautiful.
time. And then you see all the different movies that are coming out over the next few weeks, and it makes it easy for you to go back to the movie theater. It's a great time. Well, good job, AMK. Remind me of AMC theaters. Next up, though, we got some Sunday jackpots to talk about. As we got So-and-So over at McCarran's Grill and Pub taking home $787 on that Sunday.
Nicely done. And next up, we had Skull 6 and I, and they were playing over at Nissan Savage and took home $674.
Good job, Skull 69. Then we had Hard Tea over at Spinner's Bar taking home $756.
Nicely done. Also on Sunday, we had Larry, who was playing over at Leo's Bar New Market and took home $712.
Oh, yeah. Then we had Gen 3 over at Monty Sports Bar taking home $750. We just had a Gen take home a win in these games.
Nicely done. Next up, we had Fun Karen herself playing over at the Broadway Bar, taking home $6,980, the largest jackpot of the weekend.
Yeah, good job, Fun Karen. And then we had Estina over at Carboni's Pizza Sports Bar Burnsville taking home $812.
Absolutely. Nicely done. Next up on Sunday, our final jackpot of Sunday, it was Chad. They were playing over at Trail Stop Tavern and ended up taking on $1,411.
Oh, yeah. Then to get Monday started off, we had Mindy May over at HR Pesties taking home $611.
Nicely done. And then the final jackpot of Monday went out to Tad. They were playing over at the Birdie Golf and took home $1,022.
Yeah, good job to all of our winners over the, new year. Killing it during this season, during that season 12, and also getting season 13 start off right as we are now in a season 13. But we are hoping to be able to give out some jackpots in this game, especially that minor prize as we are creeping towards this major, and it doesn't look like it will be going out, but here's our final opportunity. And no, we need the next 3 balls to be some lucky drops as we want to give out that minor prize in 56 balls or less. We'll see if we can do it right here. Final ball. And no, we're moving on to the $20.30 must-go prize, meaning that all these jackpots are growing and rolling into our next game. Players are ready for balls away.
Absolutely. And I hope you guys all had an awesome holiday season, as I know we did. What was your favorite part of the holiday season?
Ooh, gosh, I had a lot of fun during the holiday season between being able to have fun with my family, with seeing my brothers, which always, have me on the floor laughing. I'm going to give out, we got some winners that we got to talk about, though, before I talk about my favorite part of the season. We got Grizz over at Onamia Vets Club and Loser Dave over at Eagles New Brighton, splitting up a $20.30 must-go prize. Good job to both of our winners in this game number 3 of Game Day Bingo. We'll now be getting enrolled into a game number 4 with that minor prize sitting at 58 balls or less. But my favorite part, I'm going to say, just being able to hang out with my brothers. It was a really, really good to be able to see them. They all live, my brothers live down in Florida, and so being able to have them up around, being able to spend I don't know how long, but it was full days with them, and they're just so funny. And so I'd probably say hanging out with my brothers was my favorite part. But if I am removing my favorite just little activity I did,
yes,
I would definitely go with me and you. We went to a murder mystery party.
That's right.
And
we did a whodunit.
Yeah, and it was super fun.
That was so funny.
I was Kirk Ramsden III. I gave myself a nice southern draw, and
I was Ingrid Pyth. I was a Danish arts dealer.
Yes, I was I owned a cafe, and
that had absolutely nothing to do with your storyline.
Had nothing to do. More to do with my storyline was that I was heartbroken.
Heartless is more like it.
Yeah, I was I didn't love anybody. Nobody loved me, and that's apparently a lot of people loved me, and the way the storyline went.
Well, there was a lot of love being shared.
There was. It was a really funny storyline that it went through, and so it was really fun. I wore a nice velvet red jacket.
Yes, it was a crushed maroon velvet blazer with satin lapels.
Yeah, and then I had a black, shirt underneath, black pants. It looked really, really clean. I had some black circle glasses with some red tint on the actual glass.
Yeah, my dress code was a little black dress. and I
Yes.
felt like an adult woman, and everyone else had like, we were pretty much, you, me, and our friend Keaton were the ones who really went all out with our costumes.
Yes, yeah, 100%. I was so happy to go out with my costume. It was so fun,
It was a
and
lot of
everyone
fun.
was doing different accents because it was each character was from different places in the world.
I guessed it right too.
And it was really
Did
fun.
you guess the murderer correct?
No, I did not. I was way
did.
off. But I also believe that I just got really messed over by the killer being a guy that I couldn't hear from across the room any of the things he said. And so like that was the thing. He like spoke at like a 2 volume. And so I couldn't hear a word he said the entire time it was happening.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was lucky. He was sat right next to me.
Yeah. No, so you
I also had to like help him go through his cue cards.
Yeah, and so you get to see like the things that were happening around him.
I didn't. I only peeked once, and it was because it was something irrelevant to the game.
Yeah, and so it was all over the place, and
It was. No one really knew what they were doing until like the middle of the second round, and there's only 3 rounds of going through clues, but it was still super, super comical.
yeah, and I'm still convinced that the game got it wrong.
You think so?
Yeah, I think I'm right in the murder, and
Did you think it was the revolutionists?
Yes,
See,
yes, that
that's
were
what
in the-
I was so convinced of, but
in the garden where someone was viewing out of the garden, and I don't get why the murderer seeing them is a good alibi in the whole entire storyline. So that doesn't make sense to me. And
yeah, because he could confirm that they were in the garden, but no one could confirm where he was watching from.
yeah, like what? How can he confirm that, but they can't confirm that he was even seeing them in the garden?
Because he was never in the garden.
I thought it was ridiculous.
He was in the bedroom.
I was
murdering.
I was upset. I got a whole reasoning on why I'm correct and they're wrong, but nobody wanted to hear it, so I kept it to myself. But we do need to get back into the games that we're playing, as that was my favorite part, the murder mystery game. But what was your favorite part of the holiday season? Favorite little activity you did?
Favorite activity, definitely the murder mystery game.
Okay,
But
yeah.
my favorite thing about the holiday season was just like how happy everybody was. Like
that's
this was
awesome.
definitely like the most positive everybody I was around has been in a while. Like in my entirety of my family, the entirety of your family, my entire friend group, like everybody was just very, very positive.
Yeah.
Which is something that I can really appreciate for the holiday season.
That's awesome stuff. Well, if you guys want to have some really, really good fun and have some positive time playing some eTab games, check out our newest eTab game, Phone Tag. Win
That's right.
big in the gossip bonus. Watch the credits roll in the call around the world bonus. The more they talk, the more cash you'll be taking home. It's always a fun time. We do have some big time players here taking home a win in this game number 4, though.
That's right. Mad Dog over at Lincoln Depot and WTY Saver is both splitting up that must-go prize, $29.90, getting split between both of those players. Mad Dog at the Lincoln Depot and player over at Rutgers Birchmont Pub. Nicely done to all of our winners in this game number 4. We're about to be enrolled in our 5th round, a game day bingo. So make sure you guys are getting enrolled as that minor prize clicks up to 60 balls or less.
Oh, super doable at 60 balls or less. $170 available there.
Let's get it over 200 in the next 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah, but if you guys want to stay up to date with all things Pilot Games, give us a like and follow on our Facebook page. All you got to do is search up Pilot Games and see our logo. Click on that and you can see weekly bingo schedules, event details, and reminders, big progressives, player pictures, and so much more. You can also click the website link on our Facebook page. It's our link tree, has links to bar locations, our other socials, and more there as well. So hopefully you guys check out all the options we have on that Facebook page.
Absolutely. It's an awesome resource to utilize, so go check that out. But if you guys want to find out the entirety of our bingo schedule, we'll run through our entire day for you guys right now. We get our day started off Monday through Friday with a cup of joe, and I'm not just talking about the coffee. We have a 20-minute little segment at 11:30 Monday through Friday where we talk about the biggest shakeups that happened the day previous in our standings, as well as where you guys can check out all the cash on the line for the day upcoming. But 7 days a week, we get our bingo day started off with what you guys are playing right now, our game day bingo. Your first opportunities are from 12 to 1 to try your hand at them, and it's what you're playing right now. And all the way until 1 p.m., we're going to be here live with you guys, and we're going to let you loose right at your first opportunity of Lucky 4 Bingo. That Lucky 4 Bingo has over $64,700 on the line, and you guys can take that home in a lucky just 5 couple balls.
Oh, yeah, but the 12 to 1 time of Game Day Bingo is one part of a trifecta of Game Day Bingo that you play. After that 1 o'clock opportunity of Lucky 4 Bingo, that's when you start the second stint of that trifecta of Game Day Bingo, running from 1 all the way till 4 o'clock. Any of those prizes that don't go out during this lunchtime with me and Jordy, they will be growing and rolling over to that 1 to 4 time. Again, if they don't go out during that 1 to 4 time, you will have more opportunities at those prizes, but you got to wait till after one game of Lucky 4 Bingo right at 4 p.m. Again, if the $64,000 doesn't go out at 1 p.m., it will be growing and rolling to that 4 p.m. opportunity. And if none of the prizes go out during that 1 to 4 time of Game Day Bingo, they'll be growing and rolling over to the 4 to 6 time of Game Day Bingo, the final stint of that Game Day Bingo trifecta. And you'll end off that little trifecta with one final game of Lucky 4 Bingo right at 6 p.m., where all those jackpots not going out could be growing and rolling into that 6 p.m. opportunity of Lucky 4 Bingo.
That's right, and right at 6 p.m., that's when our happy hour stream is going to be over after 2 hours of John and Will taking on over that Game Day Bingo and giving out those prizes. Right at 6, you guys will jump into some Skull Bingo. We're getting today started off with our prizes at a line prize, starting out clean slate, but always at 10 balls or less, no matter what that prize grows to. We have a large frame at $9,857 that can always be taken home in 43 balls or less. Not to mention that coverall jackpot, $14,283 on the line. You guys can take that home in 50 balls or less, but there will be an interruption tonight.
Yeah, interrupting those games tonight will be MegaSota Game Night. It starts at 6:40 every single Tuesday. Tony and Nikki are the normal hosts, giving out a bunch of PGL points and prizes. And tonight they'll be trying to give out a Jackpot Jungle Grand Finale prize, along with a lot of other great prizes before that Jackpot Jungle Grand Finale. But that Jackpot Jungle is sitting at $2,128. You can take home in 54 balls or less. Should be an absolute blast. But if you guys love a MegaSota Game Night, you guys got to come out for tomorrow night, as it's going to be a Wild Wednesday. That runs from 7 to 9 every single Wednesday. And I think this week it's going to be me and you for this Wild Wednesday. We'll be giving out a bunch of PGL points and prizes, ending off with a little Game Day Bingo action.
That's right. You guys better check out tomorrow night. It's going to be my last Wild Wednesday to be hosting for a while, as I officially go back to school next week, and I have to go back to tax accounting lectures. I thought at least it'd be a different class that interrupted our fun night, but no, it's just the advanced taxation accounting lecture now.
That is so...
horrible.
Horrible, yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can admit it.
Well,
it's 6 to 9 at night.
Well, I think that's, I'll be here doing our Wild Wednesday. You'll be there doing tax accounting.
I will.
And it will probably be back to me and Will doing a bunch of Wild Wednesday fun action. But for this week, it's going to be me and Jordy, which we always have a blast on Wild Wednesday. We do have Misty over at the Old Piper Inn in Lakeville taking home a minor jackpot, $187 in this game number 5, going out to Misty. Good job. As you'll now be getting rolled into a game number 6, the halfway point of these games, as that minor prize of $36.70 is only going to be doubling up as you guys get enrolled into this next game. Should be a lot of fun as it continues to grow.
Absolutely. So grab those iPads and get enrolled in the next 2.5 minutes, because we got that double must-go action going on, and we're looking to give out some great cash to one of you lucky players. So make sure you guys are sticking around, as we got a lot more cash opportunities on the line as well. But we do have 2 national days to talk about with you guys, and our first one is National Drinking Straw Day. And apparently on January 3rd, National Drinking Straw Day commemorates the date in 1888 that Marvin C. Stone received a patent for the paper drinking straw. Since then, a variety of different drinking straws are used.
Yeah, there's, a million and 2 different straw variations.
We've seen the rise and fall of plastic straws.
Yeah, plastic straws, they're still just as popular as ever. But now we see a bunch of other places
trying to do a bit better alternatives.
I'll tell you, agave straws are bomb. I love agave straws. They're supposed to be like
the outbursts that we had over these straws.
Oh my gosh, it's like a plastic straw.
I was like, I'm gonna take a picture and tell every corporate company about these. I was like, I'm bringing these back to Michigan. It was in Minnesota that we found them, because here in Michigan, typically we just get those like soggy cardboard paper straws,
they're so bad.
and they're horrible. But in Minnesota, we got these amazing held up agave straws that are actually like synthetic plastic.
Yeah.
And we were taking pictures of them. I
was
tried to
great.
ask the waitress where they got them from.
It was great.
It was agave.
Now, the best straw out there for sure has to be the bendy straw. The bendy straw is so superior to every other straw, in my opinion, as I will always choose a bendy straw over any others. I mean, unless you're talking about, the fun swirly straws.
I was going to say.
Those are, like, obviously top tier. But, most of the time, they're unrealistic for your drinking experience, and you got to put so much effort into getting it all the way
You know
around.
what straws I love?
Which ones?
Milkshake straws.
Milk.
Or like the nutrition
thick-
smoothie straws.
Yes, the big thick ones
Yeah.
that are meant
for
smoothies.
Yes, I mean, I only use them with smoothies or shakes
Yes.
or whatever, but I love those straws. I remember in high school when Panera first came out with a couple of them, and we were only given like a small box of them, and we were only allowed to give them to like specific smoothies. Like we weren't allowed to give them with every single blended drink that we gave out. And I remember being like, I'd like taking 3 at the end of the night, being like, these are awesome. Like I'm gonna use these for my smoothies. And my boss literally yelled at me because these smoothie straws were such a hot commodity in 2015 that like no one had heard of them yet. And I will never forget it. I was so embarrassed.
That is so funny.
I was like, I'm not allowed to take 2 plastic
You're
straws.
like, I'm taking straws.
This is Panera. You guys don't have enough money to get another box of them? Like,
That's so funny. Well, happy National Drinking Straws Day. Definitely a great one, as I love a good drinking straw.
do you prefer to drink out of a straw?
Ooh, matters on what I'm drinking out of, what
I
it
prefer a
is.
straw.
If you're talking about like a nice glass cup, then I would definitely prefer no straw.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoy drinking out of a glass
Yeah.
cup or a glass bottle.
Yeah.
I'd prefer having no
yeah.
straw and anything like that. But as soon as you get to like plastic
Ooh.
cups, paper cups. Anything like that, I'd definitely prefer a straw.
I think I prefer straws in most scenarios.
Most scenarios.
Yeah, other than like if I'm just drinking like a cup of water or like
Okay.
a can of Coke or something like that. Like I'm obviously not going to use a straw, but like for most scenarios, yeah, I'd probably prefer a straw.
most of the time prefer drinking
without one.
out of a can with a straw.
Really?
Most of the time, yeah. I'm not a.
I've never thought to ever put a straw in my can.
I'd probably prefer. I only see like my yaya do that, but
Yeah, my grandma
like,
did that.
I
It makes sense. I mean, cans are pretty dirty.
Yeah, but I personally I don't ever do that. But if if someone handed me a can with a straw in it, I'm not gonna take the straw out. Like
Yeah, the only time I've like ever really done that is when I was like drinking alcohol or like I had like lipstick on or something like that where I needed to not just like mouth the thing,
Yes, I'd get the straw instead.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely some cool stuff. Well, happy National Straw Day. Next up is National Chocolate Covered Cherry Day. January 3rd spotlights National Chocolate Covered Cherry Day and a favorite during many holidays. Furthermore, the National Confectionery Association has been known to recognize this day as an annual event.
Oh, this is a great one. We ended up we've even talked about this drink before on air, but earlier this summer or this season, we went up to Traverse City. And if you guys don't know, in Michigan, that is where the cherry capital basically is. And we ended up going to this really cool winery that made their own cherry brandy. Was it brandy?
I don't remember what kind of
I think it was. I think it was cherry brandy. It was called like Charisse or something. But their signature drink was a spiked hot chocolate cherry drink, and tasted like a chocolate covered cherry.
Yes,
it was
good.
One of the best hot cocos I think I've ever had.
No, I absolutely loved that hot cocoa, and but I'm not a huge chocolate covered cherry guy. That's just not my thing. I'm not a huge fan of it.
I don't think I've ever had chocolate covered cherries.
I'm not a huge fan of this is going to be a hot take across the world because I'm not a huge fan of chocolate covered fruits. I think it's
I feel so bad, honestly, because it is delectable.
Yeah, like I love fruit. I love fruit by itself. Like I love a raspberry. I hate chocolate covered raspberries. I think it adds a weird texture for me on it. Because you got the chocolate and then you bite into the hard chocolate and then you get into like this weird soft middle, and I don't like how that is, and so it's just not there for me. So I love strawberries. I love I can eat a cherry for sure.
Strawberries.
Love a good cherry, but chocolate covered fruit, just not my thing.
You know, I would really like to try a chocolate-covered cherry.
Yes.
I'm sure I have in, like, some kind of snack mix before.
Probably.
But
Never
I think I could definitely
consciously.
get behind it. Yeah, I think this is definitely
But
something
you're
I
a
would like.
chocolate-covered anything gal.
Chocolate-covered fruit in general, I will eat any fruit that has chocolate on it.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Other than pineapple. I think that people who dip pineapple in their chocolate fountains is a little strange.
You also
It's
don't
too
eat
juicy.
pineapple.
I do eat pineapple. Not in large amounts, but I do eat it.
You've had a pineapple like how many times over the last 10 years?
In the last 10 years, quite a bit. I didn't stop eating pineapple until like 6 years ago.
Oh, okay. So over the last
Like
6
5 years, yeah.
over the last 5 years, sorry. Last 5 years.
Yeah.
You've only sat down and had pineapple like
Probably like a handful of times.
yeah, just
if
a
that.
hand. Yeah, just barely.
Well, yeah, obviously I have an irritation to it. I'm going to avoid it. But like, no, even when I was a kid in the fruit, in the
You were
chocolate fountains and stuff, I was like, pineapple are way too juicy. Like, I feel like
I
the
completely agree
chocolate
with
would
you.
not stick to the pineapple.
I feel like it'd
and
be
I
weird
just-
too.
It would be completely weird for me.
Yeah, the only one I can slightly get behind is chocolate covered banana.
Can you?
I think a chocolate covered banana is pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just because I feel like I don't know what's up.
Well,
Especially
you've also
because
had them with they're a little bit more frozen, where it's a little bit
Exactly.
firmer.
Yeah,
Because I remember
exactly.
when I made them and I kept them in the fridge, and the banana got soft, and they were kind of weird.
yeah, I didn't like that. But when they get put in the freezer
Yeah.
and they're like frozen chocolate covered bananas, I totally
So good
so
with a little bit of
tasty.
peanut butter.
So tasty. So you can talk me into some chocolate covered fruit. It just has to be in a specific way.
Yeah,
chocolate
I get
covered
that.
cherries, definitely a great way to have a chocolate covered fruit right there.
Absolutely. Well, maybe drink out of a straw and get a chocolate-covered cherry drink today.
Yeah, that would be awesome. We do have a little Twins news to get into. The Twins have had success in the international free agency, never more than in the 2009 when they landed Max Kepler, Jorge Polanco, and Miguel Sano. If you can sign one 16-year-old in a year and develop him into a big leaguer, that's a win. But when you do it 3 times, that's unbelievable. Currently, the Twins group of IFA acquired prospects is led by Emmanuel Rodriguez, an outfielder who is top 100 prospect in baseball.
Very cool stuff.
I love to see it. I mean, we've had success with the international free agency, and so I trust the Twins, scouting department in looking for those overseas guys. And so the fact that he's already in the top 100 prospects in baseball, I think that's a really good thing to see for our Minnesota Twins.
Absolutely, and we will keep you updated on everything happening with our Twins. And in the meantime, if you want to show your support for our Twins, you can play the awesome E-Tab game that we've teamed up with them for, Twins Win. You can pick a lucky batter in the Home Run Derby bonus round and end up taking home some Grand Slam prizes.
Oh, yeah, but it looks like balls are not dropping in our game right now.
Yeah, things are getting a little funky.
And we might need to take a little break we're going to be taking a break, and we'll be getting back with you guys in just a second.
We're at the Ledge Amphitheater in White Park, Minnesota.
I saw the Blues Brothers 2 years ago with these guys.
Blues Brothers 2 years ago was a lot of fun. Prior to that, it was the Beach Boys, and with John Stamos, it was awesome.
I have never been to a PyCon event before. This is my first time, and I am loving it.
Yeah, this is incredible. We pulled in, parked, got some free beers, amazing free food.
Famous days! Hey everyone, Famous Dave here, smoking up the best ribs in America.
Having a great time so far. We got a picture with John Randall. It's pretty awesome.
John Randall is like my favorite.
Skol, 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 baby!
Really cool seeing John Kriesel. Really cool listening to him talk and his story.
This is my first PyCon, and I've had a blast.
Willie is my favorite.
I'm excited for Willie Nelson.
I grew up listening to Willie Nelson my whole life.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Have a really nice day!
Hey guys, we are back for some more Game Day Bingo action. I think we missed out on a game number 6 of Game Day Bingo, and we are now getting enrolled into a game number 7. Should be a lot of fun, but we do have some season-ending standings to talk about. The Season 12 winners from a great 6-month season running all the way up until the new year. And in the lunchtime bingo standings, the players who were competing during when we were playing Vikings Bingo during 12-1, when we were playing Twins Bingo during 12-1, these were the big winners during that time. And in 10th place, we got Red over at American Legion Fridley with 113,000 points. With 122,000 points in 9th place, we got Caribou over at Cooper's Restaurant. 8th place is T-Bone over at Poppers with 142,000 points. With 148,000 points in 7th place, we got Tez over at Poppers. 6th place is Kirby over at VFW Blaine with 164,000 points. With 223,000 points in 5th place, we got Simbob over at Corky's Bar South Haven. 4th place is Loser Dave over at VFW Spring Lake Park with 236,000 points. With 266,000 points in 3rd place, we got Nan at Corky's Bar South Haven. And in 2nd place, we got Scrub Eye over at VFW Blaine with 298,000 points. With 391,000 points, though, in 1st place, we got Mikey Wins over at the Mabel Tavern.
Absolutely. Congratulations to all of our players solidifying those spots in our top 10 and finishing out Season 12 strong. On the location side of things, we start off in 10th place with the Lakefront Bar in La Center as they sat with 170,000. Then in 8th place, they were not able to break out of that tie. That tie in 8th stayed as Steve-O's and Crystal and Halfley's Bar of Richmond both stayed tied with 184,000. Then in 7th place, it's Carboni's Pizza C, our Billiards in Coon Rapids, who sat with 209,000 points. Then in 6th, finishing off strong, it was our place on 3rd in Faribault, who sat with 318,000. Then with 351,000 in 5th place, we have VFW Blaine. 4th place, it's Poppers in Virginia, who has 467,000. Then in 3rd place, it's Corky's Bar South Haven, who finished with 492,000 points. Then in 2nd, with 589,000 points, we had American Legion Fridley. And finishing off in 1st place, just closing in on that 700,000 point club, we have VFW Spring Lake Park finishing with 698,000.
Yeah, good job to all of those locations, absolutely dominating the Season 12. And good job to both of our winners, taking 1st place, VFW Spring Lake Park, and Mikey Wins over on the player side. Awesome, awesome stuff from both location and player. But you guys can have some awesome times playing our E-Tabs. We have over 70 different Charitable E-Tab games that you can play anytime and win huge prizes up to $1,500. All games have small bets between 50 cents and $5 with awesome bonus and free play rounds in those games you don't want to miss out. Break the Bank is the game we're listening to right now, and it's a super fun bank robber themed one where you can play the robber bonus and see if you can steal yourself some big prizes.
We got Grizz over at Onamia Vets Club taking home that prize of $14 on that Musco. Nicely done taking that prize home. We're working on that minor prize as it is clicking up from 56 to 58 balls or less in this round number 7.
Yeah, make sure you guys are now getting enrolled for this next round as it should be some good stuff like Jordy said. 58 balls or less for that minor jackpot. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to get enrolled into this great Game Day Bingo action. But we were talking about Break the Bank as well as all of our other E-Tab games. Do you have an E-Tab game you'd love to highlight right now?
Oh, absolutely. If you guys want to check out a little Buku Bucks action, that is a known and loved E-Tab that we have here at Pilot Games. You can head inwards in search of big bucks. You can play beer pong at deer camp or even test your shooting skills in the Buku Bucks hunting bonus round and end up taking home some trophy prizes.
Oh yeah, we love Buku Bucks. It's one of my favorite sounds. I wish I never listened to it anymore because I listened to it a bunch like when I first got here. And then I kind of took a break with it, you know, listening to a bunch of new E-Tag. And we got so many good sounds in our E-Tabs. And so I need to go back to a little Buku Bucks action. It's got some great soundtrack behind it. But we do have a little music history to get into before you guys get enrolled into this next game in the next minute and 30 seconds. And the first thing in music history, in 1926, Beatles producer George Martin is born in London. He signs the group to EMI in 1962, and his expertise as an arranger helps shape the band's unique sound. Upon Martin's death in 2016, Paul McCartney states, "If anyone earned the title of the fifth Beatle, it was George."
That's awesome.
Yeah, just a really, really big time part of the Beatles, and a guy that probably doesn't get enough credit for how big of an impact he had on the Beatles' success, George Martin.
Absolutely, and only like 36 at the time.
Yeah, really, really sad to see him pass away so early.
Oh no, he was 90 when he passed, but he was 36 when he signed with the Beatles.
36 when he signed the group, yeah.
That is insane. Could you imagine just your life changing in stardom and being like, I found the Beatles?
I found the Beatles. Would be crazy. Would be crazy.
Insane. Well, that's some awesome stuff that he was born on this day. Well, in 1987, the second class of this Rock of Hall of Fame. Oh my goodness. The second class of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is announced, and it includes the first woman, Aretha Franklin, the Coasters, Eddie Cochran, Bo Diddley, Marvin Gaye, Bill Haley, Clyde McPhatter, Rick Nelson, Roy Orbison, Carl Perkins, Smokey Robinson, as well as Jackie Wilson also enter.
That's awesome stuff. I mean, do you have a favorite artist from that one?
Maybe Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah.
It's probably the most noteworthy names. It's between, in my opinion, it's between Aretha Franklin and Marvin Gaye. Like, those are the two names I hear the most of.
I know a couple of them.
I know I recognize a bunch of those names, but
Yes.
none two stand out as much as Marvin Gaye and Aretha
completely
Franklin. But I'll probably go with Aretha Franklin being my favorite artist that was a part of this list.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think there are people that I thought I would know, but looking at some of their music they've done, I really don't. Like,
You're
I
like,
really
oh.
thought I recognized Eddie Cochran's name, but
No, you got to be a pretty big artist to be able to have us recognize their name from, being only the second class of Hall of Fame to make it in to the only second class to make it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. Really cool stuff. Apparently, Bo Diddley, his real name is Ellis McDaniel, and he is known to be one of the key transitions from rock to blues, or from blues to rock, and influenced like Elvis, the Beatles, the Animals, like
That's super
had
cool.
huge influence on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, definitely some awesome days in music history.
Absolutely.
And probably when it comes to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you guys got to wait for John and Will to get on there, as they'll probably be able to talk about a lot more of these guys.
Absolutely.
But back to PGL stuff. We've talked about PGL a few times today, and that's because we got a PGL night. The first PGL night of Season 13 is happening tonight on MegaSota Game Night. It's going to be a lot of fun, but if you want to earn points tonight, you got to be signed up at PGL.world and become a member of our league. PGL players compete for points and have access to insider information, including a monthly newsletter that has a bunch of great information in it, as well as they get highlighted in the new member spotlight.
Absolutely. It is a lot of fun, and so make sure you guys are coming out and signing up to PGL.world because, before we talk about our new members, we got Loser Dave at the Old Piper at Eagles New Brighton, as well as Geppa Pets over at the Old Piper in Lakeville. We'll splitting up that Musco prize, $18.20, and split between both of you awesome players out there. That means that minor prize is clicking up to 60 balls or less. This is the ball count. It went out last time, so let's get enrolled and press play.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
That's right, but the players who just signed up at PGL.world include Sandy M, Mama M, Veta B77, JI12576. We got Loxon, we got Oslo Loxy, we got HXX, J-Spud00, Mayor Dairy, Lucky Few, Kraus, Super Sarah, Vikes 21078, Lees, Cleese 15, M1, Cat Kit, Big Bear 32, Shake That, as well as Lil Bucky.
Yeah, good job to all those players getting signed up at PGL.World. Hopefully we can see you guys earn some points during this upcoming PGL night tonight.
Cat Kit makes me upset.
Cat Kit, flipping out Kit Kat for
hate
you
it.
and making it real uncomfortable to say.
Yeah.
Definitely funny. I think it's a real funny name, to be honest, because it's totally a tongue twister, and I don't even know if they were trying to be, as every time I'm like, Kit Kat, nope, Cat Kit.
Cat Kit?
Yeah, good job to that player. Getting a nice name there, I think.
Absolutely, but if you want to kickstart those PGL points, we got an awesome way to do so.
Yeah, going over to the e-tip boards and filling out your 5 squares for the Vikings versus Bears game this Sunday. Now, you got to fill it out before the game gets started at 12 o'clock. And the way you fill it out is just heading over to the Player Connect app, clicking on that sports link right above your player icon. You'll get a nice grid right in front of you. Pick out 5 of those squares, and you'll be earning points for the first, second, third, and fourth quarter. And it's all great stuff because you can play for free, and PGL points get 1 for Season 13.
Absolutely, but we got some PGL standings to talk about as we had our final PGL standings of Season 12. We were not able to talk about those point totals during our Cup of Joe show just earlier, so this is the first time we're running through the entirety of them.
Oh, yeah, and in 10th place, moving from unranked to this spot, we had TTWL 69 over at Spinner's Bar, who took home 1,198,000 points in that Season 12. Good job, TTWL 69, barely getting into the top 10 in the final moments. Well, in 9th place, got bumped back in the final moments from 8th into 9th. We got Bergar over at Southtown Lanes with 1,315,000 points. With 1,317,000 points, just barely able to pass up Bergar in the final part. And moving from 9th into 8th, we got Big Dog over at Little Falls Bowling Center. 7th place is Brizo over at the Underground Bar and Grill with 1,337,000 points. With 1,345,000 points in 6th place, we got Sarah Honey at VFW Austin. 5th place is Panda over at the Roadside with 1,367,000 points. Creating some huge shakeups in our top 5, getting bumped back from 3rd into 4th. We got Chapster over at Moe's with 1,422,000 points. Player getting into the top 3, though, passing up Chapster, moving from 4th into 3rd. We got Devoided over at the Roadside with 1,436,000 points. With 1,504,000 points in 2nd place, we got Sloppy over at Malone's Bar and Grill. And then the number 1 player, the only player to get into the 2 million point club with 2,001,000 points, just barely got into there with their last PGL points. And that was Forget You D over at VFW Austin, having a dominating Season 12.
Absolutely. Nicely done to the entirety of our top 10 on the PGL side of things. But on the location side, also coming in from unranked into that 10th place spot, we had Neeson's Gaylord finishing out strong in that 10th place spot. They sat with 3,607,265 points. Finishing out in 9th place, we had Clancy's on Island Lake in Park Rapids, who finished with 3,656,889 points. Then able to move up from 10th into 8th in the last few days, we had Stanchion Bar and Hamel. They now finished with 3,679,534 points. Staying in 7th, though, it was VFW Blaine as they finished off with 3,697,680 points. Then in 6th place, it's LJ's in Miltona, who has 3,867,115 points, all neck and neck with each other, finishing off strong. Then in 5th place, we have the Cabin Bar and Nicolette with 4,491,645 points. Then finishing off in 4th place, we had VFW Northfield, who sets with 4,641,855 points. 3rd place finished off with Friendly Buffalo and Big Lake with 4,499,695 points. 2nd place was Poppers in Virginia with 5,380,365 points. And finishing off in 1st place, we had Howie Sports Bar and Grill in St. Cloud, 6,436,140 points.
Yeah, we do have some winners here, as we got Carrots over at VFW Spring Lake Park, Bobo at Quarter Bar and Goodhue, and Looser Dave over at Eagles Brighton, as well as Hunter's Mom. They're all splitting up a nice must-go prize as they clicked past 60 balls in that game, meaning that this minor prize is moving up from 60 62 balls or less. You guys got 2 minutes to get after that 62 ball or less minor prize. Send that $142. And if you can win it 10 balls earlier than that, you can also have a chance at that major prize, $4,275. And then you got that mega prize, $33,332 you take home in 48 balls or less. All fun stuff. But tomorrow night, we're going to have a Wild Wednesday. And so we got to talk a little bit about some Wild news as they are 21-13-2 on the season. Ryan Hartman scored twice in the second period to help the Minnesota Wild beat the St. Louis Blues 5-2 on Saturday night in their first meeting since the first round of the playoffs last season. Jordan Greenway, Matt Dumba, and Jared Spurgeon also scored for the Wild, who lost that postseason series in 6 games. Marc-Andre Fleury made 29 saves. We will be having a game tomorrow celebrating that Wild Wednesday, as our Wild are going to be taking on the Lightning at 8:30 p.m.
Absolutely, that's going to be an awesome one. And if you want to show your support for our Wild in the meantime, you can play the awesome E-Tab game that we teamed up with them for. Let's go Wild. Pick out a lucky player. No, you check out the Slapshot bonus round and end up taking home some huge prizes there if you win big.
Oh, yeah, it's always fun seeing if you can score some big prizes. But if you guys are trying to score some big fish, we got a fishing report for you as Grand Rapids area lakes and rivers we're checking in with. This was done by Explore Minnesota on December 30th. Despite extremely cold temperatures earlier this week, some anglers continued to fish. Panfish were primary drawn since they were the easiest to catch near shore. Bluegills and crappies have been hitting small jigs tipped with waxworms or Euro larvae in 12 to 20 feet of water, especially in and around the weed beds. There's oxygen levels are high. Light line can be key to catching fish in clear water. The smaller bait is often preferred by both species since they are feeding on very small microorganisms and larvae in the shallows. Light rods are also helpful for light biters.
Okay, really cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely some fun. So hopefully you guys are getting prepped up over there, getting ready for it to fully ice over so you can get out there ice fishing, it seems like.
Absolutely, and we have something super exciting to talk about with all the different jackpot winners we have here at Pilot Games each and every day. We would love for you guys to send all those different player pictures our way as you take home those big wins, or really if you're just having fun with your friends playing Pilot Games. No matter what it is, if you're holding up your favorite E-Tab game, your big jackpot, or just having fun with your buddies, send those awesome player pictures our way. You can share them directly with us on our Facebook page, any of your social medias with the hashtag Pilot Games, or you can email us directly at jackpots@pilotgames.com.
Yeah, all of it is an absolute blast to be able to see your guys' smiling faces. So hopefully we can see some more, as we got a bunch of player pictures over the last few weeks of you guys winning some really, really nice prizes. But we do have 34 balls dropped in this game right here. We're trying to give out some really, really nice prizes, as we got players already 12 balls away like Nan, Bonehead, Steve, Grizz, and Pick 913. We'll see who can end up getting the nice win. We do have a little Vikings news to get into, as it's definitely not the most positive news, as we have lost our game, and it was not the prettiest way, as Justin Jefferson can be stopped, and apparently we found out the hard way in Green Bay, of course. Of course, Jefferson has had bad games before, and it doesn't always torch defenses, but this was a complete shutdown. But I don't blame Jefferson. The Packers came into this game with a defensive plan that involves shutting down Jefferson, no matter what it took. Well, when the Packers are devoting massive defensive resources to stopping Jefferson, what do the Vikings need? They need their weapons to step up, which simply did not happen. Not only is this the case for Minnesota on Sunday, but it has been the case for Minnesota all season. As Jefferson goes, so goes the offense. Against Philadelphia, Jefferson struggled. The offense managed only 7 points. Against Dallas, he struggled with his production. They only put up 3 points against Dallas. So it really does show that we need to develop a second weapon for this Vikings offense if we want to make a playoff push.
We got a minor prize winner right here, Stephen B. over at Johann Sports Bar 2 in Belle Plaine is taking home $150 on that minor prize. That means that $32.30 must-go prize is getting tacked on to this next round, our last round of game day bingo for this awesome broadcast. So make sure you guys are getting enrolled and press and play because we're going to have a double must-go here in just a minute.
Oh, yeah. But speaking on this Vikings just a little bit more, you see we can't have teams be able to devote so much defense to be stopping Justin Jefferson. When they're putting, Jair Alexander, 2 safeties over him, Jair Alexander, safety and a linebacker, they're devoting all these different defenders to stopping specifically Justin Jefferson. We have to have other guys step up. I know we have some guys that can do so. We got TJ Hawkinson, we got KJ Osborne, we got Adam Thielen. All those guys are very, very productive offensive players. Even Dalvin Cook, another great offensive player. We just need one of them to step up when Justin Jefferson gets shut down. And that just hasn't been the case all season long. And if we want to be a playoff contender team, we need to be able to have that second weapon, whether it comes from the run game or it comes from a wide receiver too. Second weapon is a need for us in the next
Absolutely.
In the next few
and
games.
It's surprising that they haven't found that yet.
No,
for a team that's prided themselves on just like the collaborative work of the entire team in practices, you would think that you would have at least a few other players that have enough that you can showcase them.
Yeah, it does. And I've seen good games from KJ Osborne. I've seen good games out of a few other players, but it's only good games when Justin Jefferson also has a good game too. We need guys to step up when Justin Jefferson's
in their power positions.
Getting shut down. Like you see all the time in the Eagles is probably one of the best options. And you'd probably actually know a little bit on this as A.J. Brown is their number 1 wide receiver. Now, when A.J. Brown doesn't do good, you've had him on your fantasy team. He doesn't do good every single game.
No, he's out every other week for me.
But when they don't use A.J. Brown like a star wide receiver, they have Devontae Smith, and he goes off. You got Jalen Hurts, and their running game, they go crazy. Obviously, Jalen Hurts gets a lot of fantasy points just because he's a huge.
He's just Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he's a great fantasy quarterback. But they have Devontae Smith. He steps up and he starts making all these crazy catches. He's close to 1,000. I think he might be a 1,000-yard receiver this season. And so it's just we need another guy to step up alongside Justin Jefferson so that when teams put so much defense on him, we can play better.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we do have a game coming up this Sunday when they go up against those Bears at noon, so we have something exciting to look forward to. And in the meantime, if you want to show your support for those Vikings, check out the awesome eTab game that we teamed up with them for, Vikings Victory. You can even check out that Skull bonus round, and if you end up picking the lucky letter, you could take home some huge prizes.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Bless you. But you guys should definitely be checking that out. We are officially in this last round, so make sure you guys are getting those plays in because we got a $54 must-go prize if we're unable to give out this major prize because we would not be giving out that minor at 52 balls or less.
All right, we got some fun celebrity birthdays. I'm going to list off a few. 1892, J.R.R. Tolkien, British author.
Right on.
He did The Hobbit as well as The Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Needs to be highlighted.
Next up, we have George Martin, born in 1926, the British record producer for the Beatles.
Yeah, we talked about him already.
Yep.
Literally, Paul McCartney said he would have been the fifth Beatle if they could give one out.
Also worked with the Goon Squad.
Ah, that's awesome. Another one to highlight is we're going to talk about
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, Mel Gibson, an American actor in Mad Max, Lethal Weapon, Mrs.
Filmmaker.
Stoffel. He's also a filmmaker. Mel Gibson is just absolutely huge.
I was going to say, I love Mel Gibson.
Braveheart.
Patriot.
So many good movies. Absolute classic actor.
Yeah, absolutely. Nicely done. And we got Eli Manning as well. He was born on this day in 1981. He was an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, what's even funnier is he is born the same day as David Tyree, which was a main wide receiver for him, who made the absolutely insane he made an absolutely insane catch where he pinned the ball onto the top of his helmet in the Super Bowl. And, he's not known for anything besides this catch in the Super Bowl. One of the clutchest catches of all time against Eli Manning against, I think, the 17-0 Patriots team in the Super Bowl.
That's funny. We got Stephen B. over at Johann Sports Bar 2 taking home that must-go prize. $54 going out to you in this final round of Game Day Bingo of this lunchtime show. Yeah. But it's some awesome stuff. Before we let you guys loose, we're going to play. Are we sticking around for that game of Lucky 4?
Oh no, we won't be sticking around.
Okay.
I was just Florence Poe was also born on today. Some fun movies released: Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, as well as The Grudge in 2020 was released. But we do have a player spotlight as you guys are getting enrolled, and that's Fun Karen over at Broadway Bar, who took home $6,980. And over at the Broadway Bar, all the players who play there are supporting the St. Paul Park Newport Lions, and their mission is to empower Lions Club volunteers and partners to improve health and well-being, strengthen communities, and support those in need through humanitarian services and grants that impact lives globally and encourage peace and international understanding.
That's a great jackpot. Fun Karen got to take home an even better charity she supported while playing. Well, guys, remember, each and every location you guys play at supports a different charity around your community, and that just takes us back to our closing statement. When you play Pilot games, your community wins.
See ya.
Wah, wah, wah.
That's a bonus!
G'day, mate. Aloha. Hello.
Our mission is to serve the community. Pilot Games has given us the opportunity to provide those resources and so forth that we need to our schools, to our fire department, to our library, to organizations that help the hungry. All of those are all made possible by the Pilot Games organization.
There it is. 53 balls.
We're at the Ledge Amphitheater in White Park, Minnesota.
I saw the Blues Brothers 2 years ago with these guys.
Blues Brothers 2 years ago was a lot of fun. Prior to that, it was the Beach Boys, and with John Stamos, it was awesome.
I have never been to a PyCon event before. This is my first time, and I am loving it.
Yeah, this is incredible. We pulled in, parked, got some free beers, amazing free food.
Famous Days! Hey everyone, Famous Dave here, smoking up the best ribs in America.
Having a great time so far. We got a picture with John Randall. It's pretty awesome.
John Randall is like my favorite.
Skull, 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 baby! Really cool seeing John Creasel. Really cool listening to him talk and his story.
This is my first PyCon, and I've had a blast.
Willie is my favorite. I'm excited for Willie Nelson.
I grew up listening to Willie Nelson my whole life.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson!
Have a really nice day!
The entertainment, the people watching, cocktails, t-shirts, drink and eat and be with everybody.
Fabulous experience.
Either way, I don't know why you would miss this. That's all I gotta say.
He said we're making sure to come every year.
Get your butt here, man. Get your butt here.
Wah wah wah.
Gossip bonus. Ba 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 ba.
G'day, mate.
Aloha.
Hello.
Our mission is to serve the community. Pilot Games has given us the opportunity to provide those resources and so forth that we need to our schools, to our fire department, to our library, to organizations that help the hungry. All of those are all made possible by the Pilot Games organization.
There it is. 53 balls.
we're at the Ledge Amphitheater in White Park, Minnesota.
I saw the Blues Brothers 2 years ago with these guys.
Blues Brothers 2 years ago was a lot of fun. Prior to that, it was the Beach Boys, and with John Stamos, it was awesome.
I have never been to a PyCon event before. This is my first time, and I am loving it.
Yeah, this is incredible. We pulled in, parked, got some free beers, amazing free food.
Famous Days! Hey everyone, Famous Dave here, smoking up the best ribs in America.
Having a great time so far. We got a picture with John Randall. It's pretty awesome.
John Randall is like my favorite.
Skol, 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 baby! Really cool seeing John Creasel. Really cool listening to him talk and his story.
This is my first PyCon, and I've had a blast.
Willie is my favorite.
I'm excited for Willie Nelson.
I grew up listening to Willie Nelson my whole life.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Have a really nice day!
The entertainment, the people watching, cocktails, t-shirts, drink and eat and be with everybody.
Fabulous experience.
Either way, I don't know why you would miss this. That's all I gotta say.
He said we're making sure to come every year.
Get your butt here, man. Get your butt here.
Wah wah wah.
That's a bonus. Ba 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 ba.
G'day, mate. Aloha. Hello.
Our mission is to serve the community. Pilot Games has given us the opportunity to provide those resources and so forth that we need to our schools, to our fire department, to our library, to organizations that help the hungry. All of those are all made possible by the Pilot Games organization.
There it is. 53 balls.
We're at the Ledge Amphitheater in White Park, Minnesota.
I saw the Blues Brothers 2 years ago with these guys.
Blues Brothers 2 years ago was a lot of fun. Prior to that, it was the Beach Boys, and with John Stamos, it was awesome.
I have never been to a PyCon event before. This is my first time, and I am loving it.
Yeah, this is incredible. We pulled in, parked, got some free beers, amazing free food.
Famous Days!
Hey everyone, Famous Dave here, smoking up the best ribs in America.
Having a great time so far. We got a picture with John Randall. It's pretty awesome.
John Randall is like my favorite.
Skol, 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 baby! Really cool seeing John Creasel. Really cool listening to him talk and his story.
This is my first PyCon, and I've had a blast.
Willie is my favorite. I'm excited for Willie Nelson.
I grew up listening to Willie Nelson my whole life.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson!
Have a really nice day!
The entertainment, the people watching, cocktails, t-shirts, drink and eat and be with everybody.
Fabulous experience.
Either way, I don't know why you would miss this. That's all I gotta say.
He said we're making sure to come every year.
Get your butt here, man. Get your butt here.
Wah wah wah.
That's a bonus. Ba 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 ba.
G'day, mate.
Aloha.
Hello.